I'd like to tell you about a show of epic proportions.
I prefer me some magic when I'm trying to get in and out of houses undetected. I prefer me some magic.
A show where the boundaries are pushed.
I like spam. Is there something wrong with that?
No, nothing at all. If you prefer meat with jelly on top of it, go right ahead.
I'd like to tell you about that show, but that is not this show. This show is the Fortean Slip, with host Chris York.
I have a tendency to go to dark places with my humor. It is what it is. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Co-host Steve Alcorn.
It was so earth-shaking and mind-blowing that even John Teeter in the future knows about it.
And reoccurring, ever-present special guest, Matt Knapp.
Yeah, somebody should have put out like a giant bug zapper and just ended that whole Mothman debacle.
A show that lacks taste, a filter, and listeners.
Are you listening? Are you like hearing the fucking fart?
Yeah.
You're not just smelling it, you're hearing
Not
the shit.
just smelling. Audible as well.
That would be something else.
Whoa.
But
You
well,
have
I do.
parts that you can't tell if it was you or not.
Well, yeah, because
What you are about to hear may be offensive, but we don't really give a fuck.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. I'll be your captain for tonight's flight. This is episode 46. We're flying into a strong headwind.
does that make me a stewardess?
It makes you an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. Flight attendant. Is that what they like to be called?
Sure. This is episode 46, which, by the way, I found a topic while I was sitting there
Awesome.
listening to our intro, which, by the way, I have to revamp. But
Yeah.
it needs a new flair to it.
I agree.
But this is episode 46. I prefer my vampires with nasty tongues that suck blood out of people. I started checking out, and I think Matt has too. And I know you haven't, Steve. So,
No, of course not.
Yeah, and I will guarantee you haven't seen the movie Blade 2.
I haven't even seen the first one.
There you go. So I started watching the FX show, or is it FXX, or I don't fucking know. It's one of those Fox affiliates, cable channels, something. They have something to do with somebody. This show, what was it, Matt? Was it originally like a comic book by Guillermo del Toro, or like a graphic novel or something?
Yeah, something like that. I think it all happened around the same time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just to be clear, you said vampire, not women, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I prefer that my women don't do that. Because
okay.
they generally do.
Yeah.
Only it's the life, not blood.
And like sunlight doesn't
My
get rid of them.
my soul.
The stake at the heart might, though.
But I started checking out The Strain, and I didn't have the issues that you had with it at first, Matt, like the slow start.
Well, that's good.
But I think it's a great show. It turned out to be a great show.
Quite a bit.
But what I like about this show is that the fucking vampires are horribly disgusting. Like, they are just everything unnatural and gross that you can wrap into an undead creature. Like, this is not your fucking suave Twilight motherfucker. This isn't even like Dracula, like wooing bitches.
No.
This is just downright fucking monster. Like, not to give like too much away, I guess this would be a spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't want to know anything about like how things go or progress in the show, but this doesn't really give anything away. There's this one scene which really, really cracked me up, where the rock star there is pissing in the toilet.
Yeah.
And his dick falls off. I thought that was great.
And he's just kind of okay with it.
Yeah, he's just at that point, like in the transformation, he's just like, whatever.
I didn't know vampires were supposed to be undead. Are they? I thought they had to.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've always seen
vampires were supposed to be undead.
Yeah.
Well, vampires, I thought, drank blood to live, not to.
Because they're already dead.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Basic vampire mythos here.
Yeah.
I thought the vampire.
Like a vampire kills you.
Right.
And then buries you, and then you come back to life as a vampire.
Oh.
Like,
So
vampires are cold because they don't have blood running through their veins, and
they drink blood to become warm?
No, they were clothing to become warm. They drink they just have to drink the blood. That's how they stay like going and everything. But if they don't drink blood, they just start aging and become really weak and go into like a dormancy type period.
I see. Okay.
They don't ever die unless you do something specific that kills them.
This show just became educational.
Yes. But the unique approach about the vampires on this show that like Chris was talking about is that other than their vampiric quality outside the realm of everything that's been done before. Like, we're not talking about they've got fangs that they pop, and it's nothing like that.
Completely different.
Yeah, they're like zombies.
They're like zombies, but they're like, it's like an affliction.
Yeah.
Like, but
zombie pyres.
But the affliction all ties back to one.
It's like 28 days later, except vampires.
And patient zero like has control over all the patients.
Yes.
It just cool. Like, I like how they designed, or so far of what I've seen of what they are calling patient zero. Have they given him a name?
Not yet.
The master or whatever the fuck he is.
All right.
I like the little shadow network they got going on in the show. You know, I don't want to give too much away about it, but I like, and I don't know if people have issue with that whole, you know, vampire with a protruding fucking tongue appendage thing. That first time I can remember seeing anything like that was Blade.
Right.
You know, Blade 2. And I thought it was kind of a cool take on it at that time. But I like what they've done with it in this show. They're just dirty and nasty, and there are actual times where the show like actually gets me where I'm like cringing. I'm like, no, you know, it's one of those
like,
shows.
Out of fairness, Guillermo del Toro did Blade 2 as well.
Yes.
So, like, that whole vampire design is really, like, I guess his.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one that came up with it, apparently.
We'll probably be schooled by somebody. I'm sure, like, someone...
In 1947...
One of our 10 fans... However, I've been surprised every time we've done something like that where we can't figure out something on the fucking show or somebody brings something up one of the fucking fans will post it on YouTube. Every fucking time it happens.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We have loyal fans.
We got
Nice
loyal
to know they're
something.
paying attention.
I wish they'd pay something. Because fuck.
It would help.
We could open a donation page for the show.
A Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, we need better camera equipment.
Yeah, you guys want to see us?
Yeah, don't complain about our show if you're not willing to chip in.
That's right. God damn it. But yeah, right. I really like the show, and I like the concept of those types of vampires, and I do like my. I guess based on this, I do like my vampires dirty, just nasty. I don't want that romantic bullshit. Like I don't have I did not have the huge issue with the whole Twilight bullshit like everybody else did. I guess it is what it is. I think that authors take liberties all the time with stories, changing shit around. But I you know.
And if said author happens to be a young Mormon woman,
Sure.
writing about vampires and romance.
Right. Sure.
But the romantic vampire stories have been overdone, like you said. Most of them were, all the way
Well,
up through history.
Ultimately that's what Dracula is.
Right. I mean, if you look into the story, that's what they are.
But
coming from the one who has no clue what vampires are even undead.
It's just kind of crazy to think that, like, growing up, on primetime television or whatever, like, shows were never as edgy as this. I mean, you'd have, like, Married with Children, for instance, like,
Awesome
that took
show.
some heat. A great show, but like it took some heat for some of the subjects they would approach and make jokes about and stuff like that. And now we have shows where it's like they can pretty much get away with anything now.
Well, here's the reason. The reason is because you've got networks like HBO and Showtime and Netflix, which have fucking no restrictions whatsoever on what they put out there with their content.
And they've started doing those kind of shows, episodic television.
And they're not filming them like they're TV shows. They're filming them like they're fucking movies. Look at fucking True Detectives. That fucking show is amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Game of Thrones.
I remember growing up. Go ahead, Chris.
They don't go out of their way with Game of Thrones to fucking make that CGI'd to fuck.
Right.
And they make a great fucking show.
Anyway, what I was going to say is I remember when I was growing up, the church that I went to had this big thing against The Simpsons. I mean, that's how far we've come to be,
right,
with TV shows. I mean, The Simpsons is tame compared to anything.
But The Simpsons is tame compared to Family Guy.
Right. But that's how far we've come television-wise.
And Family Guy's tame compared to anything else that's on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Right. But, they warned the people, don't let your children watch this show. But now it's like, whatever, it's no big deal. So
I would let my kids watch Simpsons all day long.
Right. And I do too. My kids, grew up watching it, but just as an example of one of those, how far we've come, and now you see, like you guys were saying with this stuff.
Well, it's also kind of funny because, like you said, The Simpsons was met with some opposing viewpoints, and it's the longest running show in history.
Yeah.
Tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
controversy tends to sell.
And cartoons get away with things far easier than your live action TV shows. Look at South Park. The shit that South Park gets away with. You try to do that on a live action TV show, it would never make it. Never.
Right.
But
like in this TV show, The Strain, they show some scenes in there that's just like,
oh yeah, yeah,
cutting a little kid's head off, like,
dicks falling off.
Well, it's implied.
right?
You're not seeing the shit. It's on a cable. It's a cable channel, right?
Right.
But it's basic cable. It's not
Right.
pay-per-view.
Right. It's your basic cable, but they take it right to that edge. But a lot of those shows do. Like, you get your Louis. They allow Louis to say pretty much whatever, and you get other shows that have been, what was it, Rescue
Well, they
Me.
have to let Louis. I mean, he'd just be one long, censor if they didn't.
Yeah, no shit. But I seriously will have to check into, like, what, I know the strain is based on some type of, like I said, graphic novel or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into it now because I was unaware of it, and I'm a fan of comics, but
Who
checking
isn't?
out exactly everybody should be.
BanffNews.com.
BanffNews.com. We don't want to throw BanffNews.com out there enough, but no, I'm fucking right into the show. I'm on board. It's I'm in for the long haul at this point. And I guess I have to go back and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, everybody's telling me, like, yeah, it's same thing you told me. Slow ramp up, finished great. Like, all I can think of is, like, which one was a slow ramp? Heroes, Season 2.
Yeah.
Heroes Season 2 was, because of the writer's strike and shit, a fucking slow ramp up. But by the time they wrapped it up at the end, I was like, oh, all right, yeah, that's great, cool.
But with Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I mean, I understand why they did it that way. Because, that's Marvel's first attempt at really going after, public ongoing television.
Yeah, well, they lost me with that first episode, I'll tell you right now. They lost me.
But eventually it gets better.
Yeah, this is what I hear. It's what everybody says. What I can't wait for is The Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I saw the actual pilot episode like on TV the other day.
The pilot episode was on TV?
They were at least advertising it. It was like an extended trailer for it or something.
Oh, yeah. I saw something for Gotham, too. Some new extended featurette or some bullshit,
Yeah.
Because they can't, pimp that shit out there enough. But we're getting a lot of these, not just like comic booky type shit, but these supernatural type TV shows that are taking route. I know a lot of people were into that fucking Supernatural. Is that still fucking running?
I don't know.
But I never got into it. But I know that fucking people get into that shit.
Well, I think the X-Files was so successful.
Yeah.
But people are still afraid to approach the genre. But now it's like everywhere.
Yeah. Fringe did really well, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm watching that now. I can't remember how far I am. I'm almost done with it.
I watched Sleepy Hollow, and it's more of a supernatural show, based on the story of the Headless Horseman, but they tie other things into it.
I heard it was kind of awful.
It was awful, and I think you probably heard that from me.
Oh.
And it's like one of those things. It's like sucking on a lemon.
Yeah.
It's just really sour, but you can't stop doing it.
Yeah, I heard it was really, really bad. And then, like, I remember I asked somebody, I won't bring up the man's name, Phil Poling, to take a watch of Arrow, and that motherfucker, like, schooled me on, like, everything about that show that's douchey that I don't want to recognize because I want to like the show.
You asked me to watch that show too. I got through like exactly one episode, the pilot. That was it. It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it, but
I think
it's an awesome show.
It probably is.
Dude, we seriously overlook a lot of the bullshit that goes on in that show.
I don't overlook it. I love it.
You do not. You hate it just as much as me.
Stephen Amell is a dedicated actor.
That dude, I do like him as...
He loves being the Arrow.
Mm. Yeah, and it's cool that his cousin got cast in The Flash as one of the superheroes. What is it, Firestorm?
I think so.
Yeah. But, you know, it's the age of, you know, we have all these fucking supernatural TV shows, comic book TV shows, movies. I mean, fuck. I was...
Fantasy is taking over television.
There's a, fuck, now I almost want to, like, look it up on Netflix right now. There's a movie that just got on Netflix that came out. It's not based in reality. I don't believe it's on the Brown Mountain Lights. And I think it's like an abduction movie. Fuck, I wish I knew the name of the fucking movie now. I added it to my list on Netflix because I was going to actually watch that movie, and I think that's what I was planning on doing the show on tonight. I don't remember.
I think one of our loyal viewers will probably place the name of the movie in our comments.
Right, but we won't be doing this live show at that point, so...
It'll be a little late.
Obviously, no.
See, because we do a recorded show, Steve. So that doesn't work.
This doesn't go out live?
No. No.
Oh.
No. You'd think our newsman would know that.
I don't know much of anything. I fake it pretty good sometimes, though.
No, you don't even fake it. You're just horrible.
Yeah.
Because you do know that we're recorded, and you're just a jackass.
I'm just being a jackass. You're right.
I think the movie is called Alien Abduction.
Is it called Alien Abduction?
I think
that's
so.
Quite, common, or not a very, catchy title.
It's one that just came out recently, and I was gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just to check it out, because I haven't seen any good UFO alien abduction style movies that like that.
Oh, you've got to see that one.
Which one?
Oh,
about the UFOs and the aliens.
Yeah,
the abductions.
You fucker.
The Shadow Man or something like that.
Shadow Man.
You keep talking,
and you're gonna look it up.
And I'm gonna look it up.
I thought you know what I was like.
The last one that I saw that caught my interest was that one, The Fourth Kind, which we completely tore apart.
No, I kind of liked it. It was okay, but it.
No, I liked what they were doing. I guess the idea of it.
The concept, yeah.
Right, but they never should have tried to make it seem like it was a real thing. That was douchey.
You know what I'd like to see, and I know there was an older movie about it, but I'd like to see them redo it. Is the Betty and Barney? What the hell's her last name? God, we're unprepared tonight.
I don't know. I know which ones.
You know who I'm talking about? The UFO abduction.
Rubble.
The abduction.
Yes.
Betty and Barney
Rubble. Betty and Barney Rubble UFO abduction. Anyway, those guys. I'd love to see a new, updated movie about that incident.
Yeah, that happened in what? Portsmouth, near me.
Yeah, it wasn't far from you.
Yeah. But yeah.
Or the Cash Landrum incident would be. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but that one's pretty cool. And I don't think there's ever been a movie made about that, but that would be one that I would watch.
Maybe that's what we should do for the next episode. We'll fucking check that fucking movie out. See if it's a decent alien abduction movie, and if not, we'll tear the shit out of it.
Sounds like a plan.
You got Netflix, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got Hulu too.
Ooh, look at you! Look at the big brain on Steve.
Yeah, and I use Hulu just about every day. I got to catch up on episodes of Big Brother. Or no, that's on the internet. Never mind. Episodes of Next Food Network Star because I missed a bunch of them, and I wanted Lenny to win. So.
You use Hulu? No, I'm not gonna go with that joke. God. No.
I use Hulu to catch up on shows that I missed. Like current series.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Did you
that.
ever find what you were looking for, Matt?
He's still muted. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm still looking.
You're still looking? Well, Steve, don't you have some news?
I can do some news while Matt's looking.
Good.
In our very first story tonight from Chron.com, I think that's how you pronounce that, Chron. The H would be silent, I think.
Chron. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Chron. Trone. The latest oddity. Yeah. The latest oddity spotted by blogger to follow the images coming from Mars rover Curiosity doesn't take a lot of imagination to see. It really looks like a thigh bone. Well, some kind of bone anyway. According to UFO blogger, the rover captured the image on August 14th. It's the latest in a string of fossilized animals and other unexplained phenomena that bloggers have reported. These sightings include an iguana, a cat, a dinosaur spine, 2 dinosaurs, a mysterious light, a toy boat, a half-human and half-goat face, and a rock that popped up from one image to the next when the rover wasn't on the move. NASA itself was initially puzzled by this one, but determined the rock changed position when the rover turned in place and pushed the rock. Curiosity has been on Mars since August 6, 2012. It's completed its first Martian year, 687 Earth days, on June 24th. They also saw Bigfoot in one of the...
They fucking found everything on that goddamn planet.
I really think... I like the Bigfoot one, though.
Dark Skies was the name of the movie, by the way.
Dark Skies.
Dark Skies.
Yes.
Dark Skies.
Is that right? Sound familiar?
Somehow I know that movie. I haven't seen it.
Because I told you need to watch it before.
Dark Skies.
Dark Skies.
All right.
In our next story from the telegraph.co.uk, a German man is evicted for a squeaky sex swing setup.
Squeaky?
Squeaky. German court upholds the eviction of a man for a squeaky swing set in his apartment as a sex prop. German court said a landlady was within her rights to evict a man for persistently using...
I just want everybody to know that Steve's auto-tune tonight was brought to you by his shitty internet provider.
Is my internet bad again?
You sound like you are auto-tuned, like you have no fucking idea.
Actually,
I don't have an idea. That's the problem.
It sounds fine on my end.
Really? He sounds totally auto-tuned. He keeps going...
Like the Peanuts characters, the adults?
And see, my end is what's going to matter because my end is what's recording.
Well, we're going to give it a good go anyway because I have this amazing German swing story that I want to read.
Yes.
So,
go on.
A German court said a landlady was within her rights to evict a man for persistently using a squeaky swing set in his apartment late at night with a sex prop. The court in Munich said Friday the unidentified man installed the very old chain swing set in his apartment in 2012 and regularly distributed his neighbors with sexual, athletic, and squeaking noises. Excuse me, not distributed, disturbed.
He was just distributing that sex right around.
Wait a second. You do realize you're not supposed to use, like, an actual swing set, right? Sorry, carry on.
Okay. He regularly disturbed his neighbors with sexual, athletic, and squeaking noises late into the night, causing multiple complaints. It noted his rental agreement included a clause to be quiet between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. In upholding the landlord's decision to evict him, the court focused on the tenant's use of the swing set, saying its use late at night would no longer correspond to normal rental use and therefore must not be tolerated as socially acceptable. And in our final story from the Huffington Post. The inventor of Frank's box, the ghost device, passed away. Frank Sumption, the inventor behind the paranormal investigating device known as the Frank box, has reportedly died of a heart attack. The ghost box, Sumption invented in 2002, was claimed to be an instrumental transcommunication device, I have no idea what that means, that allowed users to speak to the dead in real time. The box...
I was thinking Roger Troutman.
I have no idea who that is. The box swept the AM radio band, and supposedly the sounds that were being picked up on the constant scan included spirit voices. Sumption was a fan of electronic voice phenomena, and interest he developed after reading the 1995 Popular Electronics article. Although the Colorado resident did not seek out credibility for his invention, nicknamed the Purple Princess, apparently.
He didn't seek attention for his invention known as the Frank's box.
The Purple Princess, I guess, was what they called the thing. A moniker he picked up after communicating with spirits who told him he was a female alien from Pleiades whatever. I guess he was the Purple Princess, not the box. He did not really dedicate himself commercially to selling his devices. Instead, he randomly distributed them to those he and the voices saw fit. A genuine Frank's box is a sought-after novelty in the paranormal community, and his Sumption's creations, of which he made only 180, led to a ghost box craze. While his work had its detractors, and many claimed the sounds from the devices were subjective, and the results unstable, there is no denying the man had an enormous impact on paranormal investigations. A variation of a Frank's box, adapted by other researchers and inventors, can be found in the basic toolkit for most of the modern ghost hunters. Personally, Frank sometimes had a prickly persona online, but was considered a warm and quirky guy, known for being a dog lover. I don't know why they threw that in there. Tim Woolworth of ITC Voices had an interesting profile of Sumption along with audio recorded in April on a Frank's box where the others, the ghosts apparently, were said to be calling the man home. And that is the news, fellas.
Wait, okay, so he was called the Purple Princess. And he created something called Frank's box. Does this sound fucking mysteriously like a fucking transvestite fucking story or a transsexual story to you?
Well, he was a female alien from, I don't know how to say that, Pleiades? I can't remember. I've always had trouble with that word, the Pleiadians or whatever.
Why do you keep saying he was?
Because it says right here in the story, because he communicated with the spirits and they told him he was a female alien from Pleiades.
He was the Purple Princess.
The Purple
Frank
Princess.
was?
Frank was.
Frank was the Purple Princess.
When I was reading the story, I thought it was the box, but it wasn't the box. It was Frank.
Frank was the Purple Princess, and Frank had a box. Case closed, motherfucker. I did that wrong. Whew.
He started the show all over again.
That's some horrible production.
Man.
Well, that's what happens when you get two computers and you get one like just out of eye shot that you're trying to do all the fucking sound on.
Okay, it's the final finale of True Blood.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Fuck yeah.
I missed Big Brother tonight just to do this show, so I hope you guys are happy.
Yeah, it's episode 46 of the Fortean Slip. I don't remember.
Go Frankie.
I don't remember what I called it. Something about vampires.
Something about vampires, yeah.
We don't give a shit.
No, we don't.
We kind of do, but
he didn't even have a topic until after you started the show.
My vampire girlfriend prefers Frank's box.
I thought he was gone. He came back with zinger.
Line of the night. goes to Mr. Matnap.
It always does.